On March 4th, Elliot's 4th birthday, Wyatt sent a touching letter on behalf of his sister to Auntie Taylor Swift, Uncle Travis' girlfriend. Wyatt gives some suggestions for birthday gifts for Elliot. Sincere thanks for the meaningful gifts Aunt Tay gave them in the past. Wyatt also mentions the funny memories with Uncle Travis and Aunt Taylor when they were in Kansas. In particular, Wyatt also tells some of Uncle Travis's lovely sins, and hopes that Aunt Taylor can find justice for her and her siblings. Let's listen. Dear Auntie Taylor, hi, it's me, Wyatt. I'm writing this long, happy letter for my sweet sister Elliot on her very special 4th birthday. Today is extra magical because we get to celebrate Elliot, and I want to share all of my feelings with you. I love you so much, and every time you visit us, it feels like a bright rainbow has come into our lives. I hope you're smiling big as you read this letter, just like I do when I think about all the fun times we've had together. I remember so many wonderful moments with you and Uncle Travis. One of my favorite memories is from that sunny day in Kansas when the fields were so big and the sky was as blue as my favorite crayon. We had a picnic on the soft green grass, and everything was so bright and cheerful. I can still remember how you laughed and Uncle Travis made those funny faces that made our tummies feel all giggly. He even wore his silly hat that day, which he sometimes forgets to keep on his head, and it made me laugh a lot. I think those little silly things he does, like when he pretends to be a clumsy giant or when he secretly tries to sneak extra cookies, are his lovely sins, which make him extra special and kind in his own funny way. I always think about the time you gave me my very first toy car. It was a shiny, red car that zoomed around so fast on our play rug. Even now, when I see a little red car, my heart does a happy little dance because I remember you and how kind you were. Every gift you've given us is filled with love and magic. I want to thank you with every little bit of my heart for all those amazing presents that you've shared with us before. They aren't just things to play with, they are memories that shine bright in my mind like little stars. Today, I want to tell you all my ideas about making Elliot's birthday the best day ever. I have been thinking very hard about what might make her smile even bigger. Maybe she would like a pretty doll that sings gentle lullabies, or a sparkly tiara that makes her feel like a real princess. Perhaps a cuddly teddy bear with soft, warm fur that she can hug every night would be wonderful, too. I also think that a storybook filled with pictures of friendly animals and enchanted forests would be a lovely gift for her, so she can have fun adventures in her dreams. And maybe even a little tea set so that she and her dolls can have a tiny tea party just like the grown-ups do. These are my ideas for birthday gifts, and I hope you like them as much as I do, Aunt Taylor. I also want to say thank you for the thoughtful and meaningful gifts you gave us in the past. Each present you have given shines with kindness, and every time I hold one of your gifts, I feel as if I'm receiving a big, warm hug from you. I remember the time you gave Elliot that beautiful music box that plays the softest, prettiest tune. The melody still dances in my ears like a gentle whisper of love. I remember how we both would sit and listen to it for hours, letting the music fill our little hearts with joy and wonder. Your gifts have always made our days extra bright, and I want you to know how thankful I am for every single one. Let me tell you more about that special day in Kansas that I mentioned earlier. It was a sunny, breezy day when we all went out to play in the fields. The land was so big that I felt like I could run forever and ever. Uncle Travis, with his big smile and funny jokes, made the day so exciting. I remember him chasing after a little butterfly that danced around in the sunlight. He was laughing so hard that his eyes crinkled, and I thought that his laughter was the most beautiful sound in the whole wide world. And you, Aunt Taylor, were there with your gentle kindness, smiling and clapping every time he did something silly. I remember you both sharing secrets in whispers, and I wished I could understand every word because everything you said sounded like magic. During that day, I got to taste the sweetest apple pie ever, and it was so yummy that I wanted to eat it all up even though it was a little messy on my face. We played games like Follow the Leader and ran around the field, chasing each other while the wind tickled our hair. I remember Uncle Travis tripping over a little rock and then laughing at himself in the funniest way, and you, Aunt Taylor, giggled along with us. It felt like the whole day was a big, happy story written just for us. Every detail from that day is a precious memory that I keep safe in my heart, and I wish I could play in Kansas with you all the time. I want to tell you another story from Kansas that I think is super special. One afternoon, we were all sitting under a giant oak tree. The leaves whispered secrets to the wind, and the sun painted everything in golden light. Uncle Travis told us a silly story about a brave little squirrel who went on a great adventure to find the biggest acorn in the world. I listened with my eyes wide open, imagining the tiny squirrel with a big heart. You smiled and nodded, as if you knew all the secrets of that adventure, and I felt so cozy and loved sitting there with you both. Even now, whenever I think about that day, I feel the warmth of the sun and the gentle breeze of Kansas wrapping around me like a soft blanket. Aunt Taylor, you have always been like a fairy godmother to Elliot and me. You make every day feel like a page out of a beautiful storybook, full of wonder, magic, and love. I remember the sparkle in your eyes when you gave us our gifts, and I remember how your hugs felt like a safe harbor when I was feeling a little scared or sad. Every time I see you, I feel brave and happy, and that is because you are so kind and caring. Your kindness makes everything better, and I think that is the most precious gift of all. That I also want to talk a little bit about Uncle Travis and his lovely sins. Now, I know grown-ups sometimes say the word sin in a serious way, but to me, Uncle Travis's little mistakes are like funny, tiny adventures. Sometimes he forgets to put his shoes on correctly or leaves his hat on the kitchen table when he goes to bed. There are times when he sneaks an extra cookie from the jar, and even though Mommy says that's not allowed, I can't help but giggle because it's so silly and sweet. I think these little things make him special and remind me that everyone can be a little imperfect sometimes. His little misbehaviors are like secret jokes that make our family even more fun and interesting. I hope that, in your gentle and caring way, you can help make sure that even when someone makes a tiny mistake, everything turns out just right, so that all of us feel that justice and fairness fill our hearts. That I have also been thinking a lot about what makes a birthday truly magical. A birthday is not just about having cake and balloons, although those are super fun. It's about feeling loved, about sharing laughter and dreams, and about making wishes that come true. For Elliot's birthday, I imagine a day filled with all the pretty colors of a rainbow. I imagine a room decorated with bright streamers and sparkling lights that dance around like fireflies in the summer night. I imagine a table full of yummy treats, cupcakes with swirly frosting, cookies with chocolate chips, and even a big, round birthday cake with candles that shine like tiny stars. I wish that day could last forever, with endless giggles and cuddles, and I want to share every happy moment with you. When I think about gifts, I think about the little things that make our hearts sing. Maybe Elliot would love a soft, cuddly doll that always listens to her secrets. Perhaps she'd enjoy a magical book where the pictures come to life and tell stories about faraway lands filled with friendly dragons and gentle fairies. I even thought of a cute, little tea set with tiny cups and saucers, where she can invite her stuffed animals to a fancy tea party. And then, there are those sparkly accessories, a shiny bracelet or a pretty hair clip, that can make any day feel extra special. I know you always choose the most wonderful presents, and I hope these ideas make you smile as much as they make me dream of a perfect birthday. There is something else very important I want to tell you, Aunt Taylor. Sometimes, when things aren't so fair or when someone feels a little left out, I think about justice. Justice is a big word, but to me it means that everyone gets treated kindly and with love. I believe that you have a special way of making sure that everything is fair for all of us, and I hope that you can help us find that fairness if ever things feel a little wrong. You always make sure that my sister, our family, and even our friends feel safe and happy, and I know that if something isn't right, you will do your best to fix it. It is like you have a magic touch that brings smiles and makes everything all right. I hope you will continue to be the brave, kind person who helps all of us feel that justice is real and that every heart is cared for. I also want to share a little extra story that has been in my mind for a long time. One day, after our big picnic in Kansas, we all sat together and talked about our dreams. Uncle Travis said that he wished he could fly like a bird so he could see the whole wide world from above. I closed my eyes and imagined him soaring through the clouds with a big, silly grin on his face, his hat tumbling off as he laughed in the wind. You, Aunt Taylor, smiled and said that even if we cannot fly like birds, we can always dream of touching the sky with our hearts. That day, I learned that dreams are like little seeds that can grow into beautiful gardens if we take care of them. I keep that thought close, and every time I see a bright, blue sky. I remember your gentle words and the warmth of your smile that I want to tell you, Aunt Taylor, that every gift you have given us is like a treasure chest full of love. When I think of the soft blanket you gave me last winter, I remember how it made me feel safe during stormy nights. I remember how it was so warm and cozy that I wished I could wrap it around the whole world. And the little music box you gave Elliot, with its sweet, tinkling song, still plays in my dreams sometimes, filling my mind with sparkling notes that remind me of happy times. These gifts are not just things, they are pieces of your heart that you share with us, and they make our days brighter than the sun. Sometimes, on quiet afternoons, I sit by the window and think of the day we played in Kansas. I imagine the grass tickling my toes as I ran around, the cool breeze whispering secrets only the trees know, and the sound of laughter echoing in my ears. I think of Uncle Travis's funny little trips and how he would quickly stand up with a bright smile, ready to join in another silly game. I remember the way you, Aunt Taylor, would join us with your gentle, caring laugh, making every moment feel like a warm, golden memory. Those days are like little stories in my heart that I can read whenever I want to feel happy that I have been writing and rewriting my ideas about what would make Elliott's birthday extra special because I want every detail to be perfect, just like the way you make everything feel when you are around. I think about the glittery stickers, the colorful balloons that bounce around in the air, and the way the cake sparkles under the light. I think about the laughter we share and the soft, sweet hugs that make me feel like I could fly. All of these thoughts swirl around in my head like a beautiful painting full of bright colors and gentle shapes. I want you to know that every time I think about these moments, I feel a warm, fuzzy feeling inside, and I can't wait to create even more wonderful memories with you. There are days when I feel a little sad because I miss you when you are not here, and I wish I could have one of your big hugs to make everything all right. But then I remember that even though you might be far away sometimes, your love is always with me, like a shining star that guides me through the dark night. I remember how you always make sure that I feel safe and cared for, and that thought fills my heart with courage. It is like having a secret superpower that makes me strong no matter what happens. I want to be just as kind and brave as you are, so that one day I can make everyone around me feel as special as I do when I see you, Aunt Taylor. Thank you for being the wonderful, magical person that you are. Your kind eyes, gentle voice, and warm heart make our world a better place every day. I know that sometimes grown-up things can be confusing, but I believe that love and kindness are the best ways to make everything fair and true. I hope that you always remember how much you mean to our family and how many happy memories you have helped create. I promise to always try my best to be kind and loving, just like you, so that my sister and I can grow up to be people who spread joy wherever we go. That I also want to say thank you for listening to all my little stories and ideas. I know that sometimes I might use too many words because my heart is so full of love and excitement. Every word I write is a little piece of my love for you, and I hope that when you read this letter, you feel the same joy and warmth that I felt while writing it. I believe that every day is a chance to create new adventures, and I look forward to the day when we can all play together again, laugh together, and make more wonderful memories. Sometimes, when I look at the stars twinkling in the night sky, I think of you and how your smile is as bright as the North Star. I imagine you sitting under a big tree, telling stories about faraway lands and brave heroes, and I feel so happy knowing that you are always there to guide us. Your stories and your love are like little magic spells that make the world a better, happier place. I want to thank you for sharing that magic with us and for always being a light in our lives. As I finish this letter, I want you to know that my sister Elliotte and I are very grateful for every moment we have shared with you. I hope that on her birthday, you will feel the joy and wonder that fills our hearts every time we remember our adventures in Kansas, our fun times playing in the yard, and the gentle, loving moments you have given us. I hope that every gift you give is wrapped in a little bit of your sunshine, and that every day you feel as happy and loved as you make us feel. Before I say goodbye, I want to remind you that justice is very important too. I know it's a big word, but for me, justice means that everyone is treated with kindness and fairness. I hope that you can help make sure that every little mistake or lovely sin, like Uncle Travis's funny mix-ups with his hat or his secret cookie snatches, reminds us that even when things are not perfect, love can make them all better. I trust you to help keep our hearts happy and our days full of fairness, so that every sibling in our big, happy family feels safe and loved. Thank you again, Aunt Taylor, for everything you have done and continue to do for us. Your love, your kindness, and your gentle spirit make every day brighter, and I hope that one day I can be as wonderful as you are. I promise to always cherish the memories we have made, and I will keep them safe in my heart like precious treasures. I hope that this birthday brings lots of laughter, a mountain of smiles, and every wonderful thing that you dream of. I love you very much, and I can't wait to see you again. Please give Uncle Travis a big hug from me too, even if he forgets his hat sometimes, because his funny little ways always make me smile. And thank you for always making sure that justice, kindness, and love rule our days, so that every moment is as special as a fairy tale. With all my love and the happiest wishes ever, Wyatt P.S. Elliotte says a super duper, extra special happy birthday too. May her day be filled with magic, glitter, and the sweetest treats you can imagine. And maybe, if it's not too much to ask, a little extra present of a sparkling tiara or a cuddly bear that sings lullabies. Thank you for always making our wishes come true, Aunt Taylor. Now, Aunt Taylor, I want to share even more of my thoughts so that this letter can be as big and beautiful as the love I feel for you and for Elliot. I remember so many days that feel like a dream when we were all together in Kansas. The long, sunny afternoons spent playing hide-and-seek behind the big, old barns, the gentle hum of the wind as it whispered through the cornfields, and the sound of our laughter mixing with the chirping of the birds. All of those moments are treasures in my heart. I recall the time when Uncle Travis tried to catch a butterfly and ended up running in circles because he was so excited. It was as if the world around us was a giant playground, and every moment was an adventure waiting to happen. You were there, laughing softly and clapping your hands in delight, making the whole day feel like a magical celebration. That I also think about the time when we sat down under a giant oak tree, where the leaves danced in the gentle breeze. Uncle Travis told his silly stories about brave knights and daring adventures, and even though some parts were a little goofy, I loved every word. I remember him saying that even grown-ups make mistakes sometimes, and that's okay because it makes life fun and full of surprises. In that moment, I learned that being a little imperfect is what makes people real and lovable. I saw how you smiled and nodded, understanding every little secret of our hearts, and it made me feel so warm inside. There was also a moment when the sky turned pink at sunset, and we all sat together watching as the day slowly faded into a peaceful night. I held Elliot's hand tightly because I didn't want the day to end. You, Aunt Taylor, made sure that even when the sun went down, our hearts stayed lit with the glow of all the beautiful memories we had made that day. It is moments like those that I will always remember, where the simple beauty of nature and the love of family made everything feel just right. I keep replaying these memories in my head like a favorite movie, and each time, my heart fills up with more love than before. I also want to say that your visits, your kind words, and your amazing gifts have always given me hope. When I see a bright, shiny toy or a beautiful storybook, I feel as though you are right there with me, sharing your happiness and your gentle spirit. Even when I feel a bit lonely or when a stormy day makes the sky look gray, the memory of your laughter and the sparkle in your eyes brings sunshine back into my world. I believe that every time you smile, it makes a little spark of magic that can light up even the darkest corners. That magic, Aunt Taylor, is something I want to carry with me forever. There are so many little things about you that I admire. I love how you always listen to our stories, no matter how small they might seem. I love how you make every toy and every gift feel extra special, like they were chosen just for us. I love how you always know the right thing to say to make us feel better, even if it's just a whisper of kindness when we need it most. Your heart is so big and full of love, and I hope that one day I can be just as caring and wonderful as you are. That I also want to say that sometimes, when I see Uncle Travis do something funny, like when he accidentally spills a little bit of juice on his shirt or when he forgets to say, please, before asking for another cookie, I giggle and think that those little sins make him perfectly human. They are like tiny reminders that everyone, even our favorite grown-ups, can have moments of silliness. I know that sometimes you help make sure that everything is fair and that when someone makes a little mistake, they learn to be kinder next time. I think that is a kind of justice, the kind that makes our family stronger and our love deeper. That I believe that justice is not only about right and wrong, but also about making sure that everyone feels safe, loved, and respected. In our little family, you have always been the one who makes sure that no one is ever forgotten or left out. You make sure that even when things go a little awry, there is always a way to make them better with love and understanding. I hope that you will always be the guardian of that special kind of justice, so that every little heart in our family feels protected and cared for. I believe that your gentle strength and kind spirit can make even the smallest voice heard, and that is something I admire more than anything. As I finish writing this very long letter, I want you to know that every single word comes from the deepest part of my heart. I am so thankful for every smile you've given, every hug you've shared, and every magical moment we've experienced together. Your kindness has taught me that the world is full of beautiful surprises, and that love is the greatest gift of all. I hope that this birthday for Elliotte is as bright and joyful as a field of blooming flowers, and that every wish she makes comes true. Thank you again for being our shining star and for always helping us see the beauty in every little moment. I promise to always try my best to be a good boy, to share my toys, and to laugh every day, just like you do. I will hold all of these happy memories close to my heart and dream of many more wonderful days with you by my side, with all the love in my little heart and the biggest, happiest hugs. Wyatt P.S. Elliotte sends her sweetest giggles and sparkly wishes too. She dreams of dancing in a twirl of pretty dresses and of exploring a world full of wonder, where every day is a new adventure. Thank you for helping us dream big and for making our world a place of endless magic and joy. I hope you enjoyed my letter, Aunt Taylor. I wrote it with lots and lots of love, thinking of every giggle, every game, and every magical moment we shared in Kansas and in all our happy times. I keep thinking of the warm sun on our faces, the gentle breeze that whispered secrets through the trees, and the joyful songs of the birds that filled the air. Every time I remember those days, I feel as if I am wrapped in a soft, comforting blanket of memories that make my heart smile. When I think about how you always make everything so wonderfully fair and full of joy, I remember that justice is like the gentle balancing of a seesaw. Even when one side feels a little heavier, your kindness makes it all even again. I wish that every time Uncle Travis forgets his hat or sneaks an extra cookie, there is a little reminder that a loving heart can always make up for a small mistake. Your way of helping us understand that even when someone makes a tiny error, they are still loved, is the most magical kind of justice there is. I also imagine a world where every birthday is as bright as a glittering celebration, where every gift sparkles like a diamond, and where every hug feels like a warm sunrise. That is the world you create for us, Aunt Taylor, with your caring soul and your generous spirit. I dream of a day when I can look back and see that every birthday, every playful moment, and every shared laugh was a step in a wonderful adventure called life. And in that adventure, you are always the brave hero who makes sure that everyone is treated kindly and with the utmost fairness. There are times when I sit quietly and think about all the little things you do that make you so special. I remember the soft, gentle way you say my name, the bright twinkle in your eyes when you smile at me, and the comforting sound of your laughter echoing like a happy song in the room. All these little moments add up to a big, beautiful story that I treasure more than all the toys in the world. I keep these memories safe in my heart, and they remind me that even when I am far away or when the world feels big and a little scary, there is always a piece of your love with me. That I want you to know, Aunt Taylor, that I believe in magic, real, true magic that comes from love, kindness, and the simple joy of being together. Every time I see a rainbow in the sky or a butterfly fluttering by, I think of you and all the wonderful ways you make our lives brighter. Your magic is the kind that makes every day a new adventure and every moment a chance to smile. It is a magic that fills our home with laughter, hope, and the promise of a better tomorrow. As I finish my letter, I want to wrap it up with the biggest thank you ever. Thank you for every little thing you do that makes our world a happier place. Thank you for being the guardian of our dreams, the keeper of our secrets, and the one who always makes sure that justice and fairness shine through every moment. Your love is like a gentle river that flows through our hearts, making everything soft, warm, and full of life. I will always remember your kindness and hold it close, like a treasure that never fades away. I hope you feel all the love I have poured into these words, and I hope that every birthday, every smile, and every shared adventure reminds you of how important you are to all of us. May your days be filled with as much joy as you give, and may you always find fairness and light in every corner of your life. I tried very hard to write every single word with my tiny heart full of joy and love for you, Aunt Taylor. Every sentence is a piece of the happy puzzle that makes up our lives together, and I hope that as you read my words, you feel the gentle magic of our family, the magic that grows with every laugh, every gift, and every tender moment in Kansas and beyond. Thank you for being the one who lights up our days, the one who turns every ordinary moment into something extraordinary, and the one who always makes sure that justice, kindness, and love fill our hearts to the brim. That I believe that every little, lovely sin that Uncle Travis makes is a reminder that being human is beautiful, and that every tiny mistake is just another chance for us to learn and grow in the light of your warm smile. I know that sometimes, even when things aren't perfect, your gentle guidance helps us see the beauty in every little imperfection. And that, dear Aunt Taylor, is the kind of justice that makes our family whole and happy. So on this very special day, as Elliotte blows out her birthday candles and makes a wish for a world full of wonder, I want to add my wish too, that every day is filled with the same kindness and fairness you share with us, and that every heart is wrapped in the gentle embrace of love. I hope that your days are as sparkly as the confetti that dances in the sunlight, and that every smile you give returns to you 100 times over. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything, from the bottom of my little heart that is brimming with love and gratitude. I promise to always remember the lessons of kindness, the value of laughter, and the magic of a caring soul like yours. May every day be a new page in our beautiful story, filled with colorful memories, delightful surprises, and the gentle, timeless magic of love and justice. With all my love and a heart as big as the sky, Wyatt.